gave you the easier pop filter. Mine looks like I'm about to lay a track down. That's recording. Ma'am? You want to share with the rest of the class what's so funny? Huh?
No, I don't. Anyway, welcome back to Between Takes.
Yes.
It's been a while.
It has been. So,
has it been a while, really, though? It's been like a couple days.
Yeah. But, been doing anything fun?
Oh, I did go and shoot for somebody who's recording a new song at the studio in town.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was fun. It's Eric, so I work with him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He told me that they have been working on a gift for me, him and the guys in the band. And they were like, he said, oh, we were trying to have it be done today so we could bring it with us today, but it's not done. Something that's he said, would go on my wall. So I'm really not excited to be involved in that exchange, but I am, I think it's pretty cool that they thought to get me a gift. But maybe they'll just mail it.
Or drop it off at the studio.
Or drop it off at somewhere.
Or leave it with me, and then I'll give it to you.
Yeah, leave it somewhere for me to pick up when I'm by myself.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for.
But you do appreciate stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I think it's really cool that even crossed their mind to do.
What's on your hat?
Fox and Veed.
Let's see here.
What's new?
Let's see here. What is new? I have been editing in the studio. In the first day of editing in the studio, it's all about me cleaning up the studio so I can semi-edit without being distracted, which still doesn't work. And then I've been working on the live streaming rig, which I wanted to be mobile, a little cart that I walk up and live stream stuff.
When you were cleaning, you found a SD card, right?
I did, and it's from a point and shoot that Tracy and I had in like 2013. I popped in the computer, of course, and like the ADD side just like totally derailed my cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
And, like you know how that is.
You sat there for like 20 minutes. You started working on stuff.
Yeah. But then I had to look at those photos, so that was kind of a trip down memory lane, which is pretty neat. It's nice to have. That was before kids, before life really took off.
Yeah, for sure. What did you do this weekend? I guess it's more of what I was talking about.
Oh.
Not like what did you do today? You just listed off the things you've done today.
This weekend.
Didn't you have a kid-free night recently? That was around Valentine's Day.
That was on Valentine's Day, but this weekend.
It wasn't on Valentine's Day.
You're right. We had my mom came and watched the kids so we could go out and we went to Native and ate, which was delicious. And then we went to Nash. But this weekend coming up is a kids-free weekend.
Wow. What the? Nobody ever texts me ever. Oh. So I have the dogs booked to board this weekend. Yeah. And so I just got 6 text messages, 2 for each dog, 1 confirming the boarding and 1 confirming their shots while boarding. Yeah. So that's why my phone was going insane. I was right that nobody texts me. Yeah. It was automated text messages. I just happen to have a gaggle of dogs to be texted about.
Is gaggle the correct term? I like it. I think it'd be a herd.
Well, if you'd seen my dogs, you wouldn't call them a herd.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they're not very coordinated. It's more
instead of like ducks or geese, I mean.
That's still more coordinated than... They're all on their own program. It's definitely a gaggle. Anyway, so that was bugging me because it was vibrating right there a lot of times. That's all it was.
So everybody knows.
Phone's dry.
Don't worry.
Phone is dry. Sam, you always respond so well. Mm-hmm. Just excited my phone's going off.
My phone blows up in the morning because if I order something from Amazon, it's going to be delivered that day. I get 1 round of notifications saying that each item is in Greenville, and then another round right after that saying it's out for delivery. So if I had 5 packages, that's 10.
Turn the text notifications off then.
But I like to know when stuff is coming.
Well, then you can't complain.
I'm not complaining. I'm relating to you.
No. You're complaining. But speaking of packages...
Oh, God.
That's not... No. Anyway, so I'm going to see my family this weekend. Mm-hmm. and we're partially doing Christmas, so I'm bringing all these gifts with me. And I volunteered to buy. There's 2 little live pets that that my nieces really wanted that they didn't get. It's like the pig and the sheep. And I was like, I jumped on the opportunity to buy them. Totally forgot. I have to order them on Amazon. I can't. None of the stores sell both of them. I remembered on Sunday, so like Sunday afternoon. So I ordered them Sunday afternoon, which is fine. They're going to be here Wednesday. I was like, okay, cool. As long as they're here on time, that's fine. I should note that my luck with Amazon is anytime I order something that I need it to be here on a certain day, it never comes on time. It's delayed every single time. It's never failed. Even when I've paid extra for shipping, like I did for this one.
Oh, man.
It was like $7, so it's not that big of a deal, but I did go ahead and pay for shipping, so it'd be here on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Well, it's like automatically linked to my Venmo card. Amazon doesn't actually charge the card you choose until it's like they're getting it ready to ship or whatever.
Yeah.
So then at like 2 a.m. this morning, I got an email from Amazon saying my payment was declined. Yeah, so I changed my card to my regular card, and it went through fine, no problem or everything, but now they're set to be delivered Thursday, and still haven't actually shipped.
So you don't know.
So I have this, it says they're going to be delivered by 10 p.m. on Thursday. If that happens, if they get delivered Thursday, I'll be fine. I'll throw them in the suitcase, it'll be all fine.
Yeah.
But my history with Amazon is that they will not be delivered. I'll get a notification on Thursday that's like, oh, they're delayed, and they'll be delivered Friday once I land.
Of course.
And it's just so. I mean, I have other gifts. I'll be bringing gifts still, but these were like the main gifts.
It really sucks that you're excited that you're like, okay, I'm getting them ones they don't have that my mom didn't buy. Yeah. These are going to be like, cool, aunt, here we go.
Well, yeah, anyway, so I'm afraid that these packages are going to not arrive on time because Amazon's method of taking payment is stupid.
Yeah.
But whatever. I've ordered them, and I suppose I'll tell you next week if they got here on time.
That's what I'm saying. I can't wait for next week update.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, I had my 4 brothers and sisters. They're quads. But anyway, when they were little, they had a Tickle Me Elmo.
I had one of those.
And
he had overalls.
Yeah, yeah. And
I loved him.
Well, this one was at Toy Box at night, and I went downstairs to get like a snack. Like it was 11:30 or whatever. Late at night, I was the only one. Something shifted in the toy box where it fell on it, and not only was it talking, the batteries were dying. So this
a weird voice.
Demonic, ha ha ha, tickle me.
Ew.
Like it was really scary.
I feel like mine didn't say tickle me, but
I can't remember the phrases that it said, but it's, you're my best friend or something like that.
He had these like grungy overalls on. Loved it.
Yeah, but you did. That's your style, right?
And now I was just gonna say, I'm thinking back to this, and I'm like, wow, I'm getting this nostalgia, and then I'm like, does this explain my taste in men? I don't know. Maybe.
Do you like really?
I'll keep you updated.
Red and fuzzy men? Is that what you're getting at?
Well, if they got overalls on.
Yeah.
Anyway, so.
Can we talk about Tickle Me Elmo for the rest of the podcast?
What an update. A recap. You have a kid-free weekend coming up. I don't. I, on the other hand, have a kid-full weekend coming up.
I freaked out for a split second. I'm like, wait a minute. Don't you always have a kid-free weekend?
Exactly. Not this weekend, though.
Yeah, but you get to leave those kids. And
then, what did I even say that I did? Oh, I was at the studio. Oh, and the gift.
The gift thing's probably the coolest thing.
I think it's really, I'm excited. I think it's really cool that they're so appreciative. I think it's weird in my head because it goes back and forth. It's so different between clients where you have people that are just so over the moon appreciative. They think that you're doing these great things where in our heads we're diminishing them. Then you have clients that can't be bothered to acknowledge even half of the work that you put in for what they're doing. I think sometimes I'm just internally surprised of people that really do appreciate it and think of it as such a big deal. So
yeah, I mean, you do so many things that goes unnoticed that you show up, you do your thing, you send them off, and then it's cool. But it really does mean a lot when somebody thinks of something special to do. No matter, it's not even a price thing as far as this thing costs a lot. It's just the thought that goes into it.
Yeah, and that they carry your work in such high regard.
Yeah.
Especially when, like, a lot of times I don't carry my work in such high regard.
Well, you should.
I think we're all kind of hard on ourselves, especially creatives. I think we're our own biggest critics.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I try constantly. I'm like, show me something really cool that you think's cool, that you've done. And you'll show me, but it's hard to get, like, hey, I think I did a really badass job on this.
Yeah, I'm not ever really impressed with myself.
Yeah. I'm really trying to think of
that's
when
how
I
showed you something and I was like, I really did good on this.
Yeah.
It's like no matter, and I think a lot of people are like this, and maybe we all need to collectively work on it, but we can watch our own work and always find something that wasn't good enough or wasn't that you would have done differently or something. And it's easier to focus on that. Like, we're like, yeah, I did master this whole new skill I've been wanting to do, but like this 5 seconds of it, I'm not a fan. So the whole video sucks.
Yeah, you hyperfixate on that one part when you're looking at something that maybe everything at like 80% of it is awesome and different than the normal.
Yeah, and like you said, like I said, like you literally, I've done it. I've done it so many times where I like do something that I've been wanting to do in a video, but I'm not happy with the other a couple other parts in it, and it will completely take away from the happiness I had about executing the new skill or technique.
Do you think you'll ever do a video where you are 100% proud of it and you're like, this is my best work?
I don't know.
We'll see.
I guess so. If I'm being realistic, no. Just because I nobody's harder on me than me. I say that all the time, but it's the truth. So, like, I think I would have to, I don't know what I would have to do to look at something and be like, holy crap, I'm good at this.
Yeah.
Like I never look at my stuff. Like, I still take compliments like so wholeheartly, even though they make me feel really uncomfortable. It still like sits with me because I never look at my stuff and I'm like, dang, I am good at what I do. Like that's like, I'm like, oh man, I could have done this better. I really shouldn't have put this style mixed with this style. That's too harsh. I'm doing too much in this. Like, if I look at anything too long, I'll pick it apart. So I can never, it's really hard for me to look at stuff as an overview and be like.
I get frustrated by external factors that sometimes affect the way a video is, whether it be if I was doing something with sound or I was shooting a show and the sound was just off. There's nothing I could have done about it other than bring my whole sound rig and but like that's just not possible for something like that. I don't like that kind of stuff where it's at the external factors. Or I'm kind of like you, especially with the like commercial side of stuff, that I try to work in these creative techniques, whether it be like a hyperlapse or whatever, just something different than the status quo. And sometimes I get frustrated because I want to do these cool things, but I got to keep in mind what the real vision and message of the commercial is. But I'll try to fit, like if I'm doing something, I got something in my head I want to do that. And I think that's what makes a commercial stand out. It's not just a glorified PowerPoint.
I get that. I feel like it's even might be a little more difficult for you because you'll see these really cool techniques and cool things. Your bread and butter, the big thing, the main thing you do is like corporate stuff. And so I get why you see these cool techniques and you want to try them.
Oh, yeah.
And you want to fit them in, like you want to use them. You want to see where you can fit them in. And a lot of times your only opportunity is to try to put them in those corporate videos.
I've always tried that when I'm caught up with editing. I try to put a day on the calendar where I'm able to try different techniques, do new things that I can implement, like on a set. And I felt guilty for doing that because was I making money from a client at that point? No. Was I? Well, it can be argued that that skill, that
you
whatever.
have to keep growing your skill in order to continue making money.
Yeah, and that is part of it. But I just feel guilty because I'm not shooting, I'm not editing something that's going to directly make me money at that point. But that's something that I'm like, I have to do this because otherwise I'll get burnt out. And the stuff will look the same every time I shoot it. And like that's been kind of my outlet to learn new things and to get good enough at them where I can implement them at a shoot on like a time-friendly process.
Creator's guilt?
Yeah.
I mean, I get like that. And I feel like you practicing new techniques is like a positive for your work. Like I get creator's guilt with stuff like cleaning my house. and sleeping and
I mean, you should cut that out.
Like taking a break. That I work when I on my studio days. I come in the morning here. I'm at the computer. I'm editing various things all day, and then I go home straight into my home office computer and edit stuff. I'm not complaining about that. I love what I do, but what I get like creator's guilt about is if I take a 5 to 9 section off. And last night I did it. I was like, I got home, I went right into my office, and I sat down and I was like, no, I want to curl up in my room, like on my bed, and turn on a movie that I haven't seen. Well, at first it was going to be an Adam Sandler movie, but
I was about to ask, what movie is it?
Like, I couldn't decide which one, so I went with none. And I watched a movie called Good Grief. It's an interesting movie. It's about like loss and stuff, but it's like kind of funny-ish. I don't know. It was like, it's one of the movies like you have to like watch. It's pretty artistic, but I mean, I ended up liking it fine, but that's not the point. Anyway, I took a night off though. I told myself I was going to do that, but I have so many things I need to do, and especially going out of town. But I have so many projects I need to finish, so many I need to even start still and get finished. And I get this overwhelming like guilt about the fact that there was a 4-hour period where I wasn't working. Or even whatever, how many ever hours, but like an evening where I wasn't working.
Does that guilt almost ruin your little bit of time you're taking off, where you're just sitting there and you're like, I really should be on my computer editing?
Well, normally it's not during, it's like, so like the next morning when I wake up and whatever, and I realize like the stuff I have to do, I'm like, man, I can't just be taking breaks.
Yeah, you better not have
I can't just be taking nights off. And especially where I really didn't do anything. I just chilled. I made some strawberries and cream oatmeal and like watched this movie.
It's a pretty wild night for you, huh?
Yeah, and I enjoyed it, but my house needs to be cleaned. My yard needs to be mowed. I have a dog that I need to cut his hair. I have work I need to do. So just an evening to just relax. I the next day I instantly regret it, and I have this like creator's guilt about the fact that I didn't do anything productive. How dare I take time to myself? Have
you seen the little graphic that's been shown on social media? It's like it's totally okay for a creator or creative people to not do anything.
Yeah, it says like creative people need time to do nothing. Yeah.
And it's true.
I agree.
It's true.
We really do, and we never want to do it.
I was about to say, the only person that's keeping you from doing that is yourself.
Mm-hmm. And I'm allowed to do that. I'm allowed to have a night where I didn't do anything. So I deserve to do that every now and then. I know I've checked stuff off the box. I know I've done all these things, but I have so many things left on the list. I have no time.
Yeah.
No time to acknowledge what I've done.
Yeah.
And like, heaven forbid I take a break.
You better not.
Better not.
Or be on the computer editing.
I know. And it's like, yeah. But I actually think creator's guilt, I don't know if that's a real term, but I think it holds me back sometimes. I think I would do so much better if I allotted time. Like, okay, I'm not working on Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna...
Like, that's your break.
I'm gonna take my slow day, clean, do whatever, lay around if I want. Like, if that's what I want to do, if I want to lay around all day on Sunday, I'm gonna do that. Like, if I allowed myself to do that, I would probably feel so much better and even probably get more done.
Would your brain let you do that?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't think so.
You should try
I think that emotionally, no, it wouldn't.
Yeah.
Logically, I'm like, you should do this. But emotionally, I'm like, I could never. I don't have time. Whole day off?
What are you, an amateur? You need to be editing.
Amateur hour, yeah. No.
How have you been handling, okay, so you started with 1413. You're doing video stuff during the day, and then you're doing the video photo stuff at night. How are you handling like taking on new clients that are the SAM clients, not 1413? Like, I feel like you've been...
What do you mean, how am I handling it?
Like, have you had to limit the amount of free shit you do?
Oh, I've been doing that for a while. I don't do any more free, like, I only take paid gigs. And it's not because I, like, don't have time. And I'm not taking that for granted by any means, but it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to feel like I have the freedom to say no to some, like, and kind of value the clients that value me. Like, I have the freedom to do that.
Isn't that cool?
Which is cool. Yeah. Overall, what my point was, like, I have the freedom to value people who value me. That's which is cool. I think this turned into an episode about like creator's guilt.
It did, but it's fine.
But I'm fine with that topic.
Yeah.
I think it's a good topic.
This is definitely an episode where we gotta listen to that.
Yeah, I mean, I listen to all of the ones I edit.
What?
Do you not listen to them?
No, I turn off the audio and I look at the waveforms and I just find the waveforms I like and just put them together.
That's what it seems like.
That's how pro it is.
I mean, well, like when I'm cutting out ums and breaks, I do that.
You can look at it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Especially if it's the same person, you're like, I see that big old waveform right at the beginning, and then it dips down. And then you're like, that's a
I don't as bad as I thought I do. What I do is I go, and
no, let's see. Hold on. Let you. Okay.
Are.
Yes. That's you getting your thoughts together.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the dial-up tone.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yes, me podcasting is exactly like the dial-up tone. I want my Dundee to be like world's best podcaster. What?
You're Dundee?
Yeah, I Dundee.
Song of the week.
Hit me with it.
Now, this is it's a mood that I like. That mood is 80s, because it is an 80s song. It's the most 80s sounding song you could probably think of. It is Eyes Without a Face by Billy Idol. Sometimes I like that. I guess it'd be like retro wave sound from the 80s, but it is that, and that's why I like it.
Okay.
Your turn.
It's interesting that you mention an era as your like the mood. My song of the week is Wilder Days by Morgan Wade, and I love this song because to me it feels like doing house chores on a summer day, like with the windows open, and it's very like 70s feel. I love her album, another one of those albums I can listen to cover to cover, and I absolutely love all the songs, but Wilder Days specifically I like because it has that like nostalgic summer feeling.
Song of the week.
Song of the week.